Now, I want you to imagine your breast like it's a broccoli. So number 1, we're going to need to do a gentle massage to mimic. Number 2, finger placements. You want your fingers to be opposite of each other. You want to be able to draw a straight line between where your fingers are. Now, how often you express will be dependent on the reason as to why you're expressing. Hi mamas, welcome back to Lactation with Amy. If you're a new mom or if you're breastfeeding after the birth of your baby, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to focus on postnatal hand expressing, an essential skill for mothers who are currently breastfeeding, hoping to breastfeed, or if breastfeeding is not working the way you want it to. Perfecting the skill of hand expressing and knowing how your breasts work can be a real life changer. Let's talk about it together. Why postnatally hand express? Unlike antenatal expressing, how often you need to express will be dependent on the reason as to why you're expressing. Here's a list of reasons for postnatal expressing, and hopefully you're one of them. After your baby is born, baby may be sleepy for the first 24 hours and not wake up frequently to feed. If you're worried because your baby hasn't working for 6 to 8 hours, this is a reason to express a little bit in case the baby continues sleeping. If your newborn is requiring blood sugar monitoring or is unwell in the nursery, any drops of colostrum is the safest and healthiest food to promote overall well-being. If you're experiencing severe engorgement and your breasts are feeling really full and baby's having trouble latching, I will be making a video about engorgement and other tricks and tips to help with that. The letdown reflex. I cannot stress enough how important the letdown reflex is because it's the fundamental of breastfeeding and how your body works to release milk. So when your baby breastfeeds and is suckling on your breast, your brain releases a hormone called oxytocin, also known as the love hormone. This causes the smooth muscles in your breast to contract and push the milk out. This is why you'll notice milk being released when your baby feeds. Oxytocin isn't just released during labor or when your baby is sucking. It is also triggered when you feel relaxed, calm, and loved, because it's the love hormone. On the other hand, if you're feeling stressed, angry, or have a lot of tension, if you feel a lack of confidence, it can all affect the letdown reflex, the production of oxytocin, and the amount of milk you see when you're trying to express. I have a video that goes through 13 tips to promote the letdown reflex. I think it will be helpful if you're experiencing any trouble with hand expressing. A key tip is that your milk might come out slowly or not at all when you're first starting to learn to express, especially if you're feeling stressed, anxious, or tired. So remember, relaxation is key and don't rush the process. Now the technique. It's important to understand that hand expressing is a technique that mimics the natural action of a baby breastfeeding. And when a baby breastfeeds, they often start by waking up, looking around, gently massaging your breast with their little hands, with their head, with their neck. So number 1, we're going to need to do a gentle massage to mimic the natural actions of baby when they're breastfeeding. You can use circular motions or glide your hands along your breast, or just do whatever feels comfortable for you. There's also the dancing finger technique you can use. Number 2, finger placements. You want your fingers to be opposite of each other. You want to be able to draw a straight line between where your fingers are and your nipple. In this example, you can see that although your fingers are in that typical C shape, your fingers are not opposite of each other. If you're expressing using this technique, it can affect how much milk you're able to express out. And where are we going to put our fingers? Option 1, you can simply place your fingers opposite of each other just outside your areola. Now, this is an areola, this is an areola, and this is also an areola. Everyone's breast can be so different. So for hand expressing to work better for you, I want to go through option 2, which is a little bit more time consuming, but once you figure it out, it will significantly benefit you. Now, I want you to imagine your breast like it's a broccoli. A lactating breast will have lobules and clusters, just like a broccoli. These mammary glands are where the colostrum is stored. Using your fingers to feel your breast along from the outside towards your nipple. You want to feel areas where it feels more squishy and areas where it feels less squishy, more like the smooth feeling of the stem of the broccoli. This is where your ducts are. Try to put your fingers in this area where it feels less globular. So there are the 2 techniques. Try both and see which one feels more comfortable for you. With your chosen finger placements, we're going to start the motion of expressing. Keep your fingers where they are and apply pressure into your chest wall. This is a motion in towards yourself and down into your chest wall. Keep the motion there and then squeeze your fingers together. Let's practice this. Fingers towards the chest wall, keep the pressure, then squeeze together. Fingers towards the chest wall, keep the pressure and squeeze together. Repeat this process 5 to 10 times. Make sure you don't hurt yourself in this process. The last thing we want is bruises on a lactating breast, and for you to have painful breasts before even breastfeeding your baby. If you're seeing drops of colostrum, that's amazing. Keep your fingers where they are and continue this rhythmic movement. You can try experimenting with different speeds and rhythm. For example, you can do a press, hold, collect, or you can do press, hold, and hold, press, hold, press and hold, and see if the droplet starts to get bigger and easier for you to collect. Once the drops start to slow down, you can then try your fingers in another position. Release your fingers, rotate around the clock, and place your fingers opposite of each other and repeat step 1 and 2. If you don't see anything, please don't panic. It is so normal. Now let's try rotating around the clock and fully let go of your breast. Try in another angle, repeat that 3 to 5 times. If you don't get anything out, try your fingers in another angle. And do this for 5 to 10 minutes, taking a small pause whenever you feel tired or frustrated. How long do I need to express for? Start with about 5 to 10 minutes of expressing each breast. Stop and take a break whenever you're feeling frustrated or disappointed. You can try different things to help you feel more relaxed and promote your letdown reflex. Now, how often you express will be dependent on the reason as to why you're expressing. If you're expressing because you're separated from your baby and you want to establish a full milk supply, you need to express at least 8 times every 24 hours. Ideally every 2 to 3 hours during the day. You can have a 5-hour gap at night to help you sleep, but to make sure that you can reach the magic number, which is 8, you might need to do 1 extra expression during the day. Now, 8 is really a magic number based on lots and lots of research to help you establish a full milk supply. Your milk will probably still come in if you express 6 or 7 times a day. However, you may not make as much as you'd like or as much as your body's capable of making once your milk is in. Once your milk is in, it's a lot harder to then catch up and put in extra work to make your body make more milk. If you're working on hand expressing because you're having trouble latching baby, expressing after or between breastfeed sessions can be really helpful. If you are mixed feeding, express by hand or pump every time your baby takes a bottle of formula if you want to establish a full supply. If your breasts are feeling very full and you have trouble latching baby, express for 2 to 3 minutes before breastfeeding baby. You can also watch this video for more tips to try before having to hand express. If you're expressing for comfort, express for a short period of time and remove as little milk as possible to achieve comfort. This will prevent you from having an oversupply. Now, when do I need a pump? That's a great question. In the first few days post-birth, hand expressing usually works better to extract colostrum compared to a breast pump. It is also a lot easier as you can do it whenever it suits you without having to wash the pumping equipment. By about day 3 to day 5 postnatally, you might start to see a change in the color or the consistency of your colostrum. You can slowly replace hand expressing with a pump if it works effectively for you. If you're really eager and really keen, you can start using a pump from day 1. But once you use the pump, use it for no longer than 15 minutes and then follow by hand expressing. So I would say that hand expressing is essential in the first 3 to 5 days. Pumping is optional in the first 3 to 5 days. Once your milk starts coming through, then a pump might work better than hand expressing. Storing your milk. How do I store my milk? Express milk lasts for about 4 to 6 hours in room temperature, weather dependent. It lasts for about 72 hours in the fridge. Label it with the date and the time that you express to keep track. We do not usually recommend freezing your milk immediately after birth. Hopefully, if you're expressing for any of those reasons we've discussed, there will be no need to freeze a large portion of your milk in this early postpartum period. As with antenatal expressing, staying calm and relaxed is the key to making the letdown reflex work effectively. If you're feeling stressed or frustrated, your milk flow may be inhibited, so try to relax, take deep breath, and take your time. Final tip. It can take time to get comfortable with hand expressing, especially if you're just starting out postnatally. Don't worry if it's not perfect right away. If you're someone that feels really awkward and you just hate touching yourself, you cannot mentally stand the idea of touching your breasts, feel free to get your partner to watch this video and have a go and explore your body together if you feel comfortable doing that. If you feel unsure or if you're experiencing pain when you're expressing, please consult with a lactation consultant or your healthcare provider. Thank you so much for finishing this video. I hope this video makes you feel more confident in postnatal hand expressing. And I hope for whatever reason you're watching this for, this just makes a small difference to help you understand your body and achieve your goal. Remember, every breastfeeding journey is so different, and be patient and be kind with yourself. Hopefully we can achieve your breastfeeding goal one step at a time. If you have any questions about anything I've talked about, or if you would like to share your own experience, drop it in the comments below. I would love to read them. I would love to build a community where people feel comfortable sharing their own experiences and help other mamas out there. Thank you so much again for watching this video. You can do this, mama, and good luck reaching your breastfeeding goals. Bye. See you in the next video.